I'm Dilan Espinosa, and today I'll be presenting a mind map that explores the keys difference between static verbs, like now, love or believe, and dynamic verbs, and like run, eat, and talk. Through this visual guide, we'll break down their meanings, uses, and examples to clarify how they function in English. Well, in this part, I'm sorry, yeah, I starting with the presentation, difference between stative and dynamic verbs. Introduction to verbs type, definition of stative verbs. Stative verb describes a state of being, such as be or seem, and are typically exemplified by the sentence she is happy. Definition of dynamic verbs. Dynamic verbs describe an action such as run or jump, and are typically exemplified by the sentence he is running. One example and usage, for example, in the sentence they are singing, singing, the verb singing is a dynamic verb. Whereas in they know the song. Now, no, no, the verb know is a stative verb. All right. And the part two characteristics of stative verbs, um, lack of progressive tense. In this part, stative verbs typically do not use the progressive tense, as in she likes coffee, rather than she is liking coffee. All right. No imperative form, stative verb often lack an imperative form, making commands or instruction with this verb outward of impossible. Usage sentence. Stative verbs are often used to describe emotion, thought, or states of being and that are ongoing or permanent. The part three characteristics of the dynamic verbs. In this part, use of progressive tense. The dynamic verbs often employ the progressive tenses to describe an action that is ongoing, such as he is writing a book. In this part, the imperative form. Dynamic verbs have an imperative form which allows for direct commands or instruction like write the report now. And action description. Dynamic verbs are used to describe action or events that are happening, have happened, or will happen. In the part 4, comparison of stative and dynamic verbs, contrasting verb forms. While stative verbs like love do not typical from progressive tense, dynamic verbs like dance do, as in they are dancing. Implication for sentence structure. The distinction between stative and dynamic verbs affects sentence structure and the way action or states are described. Contextual differences. The choice between a stative and dynamic verb can significantly alter the meaning of a sentence, depending on the context in which it is used. And that examples and practice, obviously, stative verb example. In this part, examples of stative verbs include believe, know, and own, as seen in the sentence, I believe in you. She knows the answer and he owns a car. Dynamic verbs example. Example of dynamic verbs include run, write, and learn. As seen in this sentence, they are running, she is writing a novel, and he is learning French. Practice exercise. To better understand the difference, practice in, in various sentences and contexts, such as they are thinking about the problem, stative, versus they are solving the puzzles, dynamic. And the last part, conclusion and further study. Summary of key points. The distinction between stative and dynamic verbs is crucial for effective communication as it influences the meaning and structure of sentences in English. Importance of verb choice. Choosing the correct type of verb, stative or dynamic, is essential for conveying the intended message accurately and avoiding confusion. Recommendation for further learning. Um, for further understanding, it is recommended to explore for more examples, practice with exercises, and study the nuances and of English verb usage in different contexts. Well, in this part, I like because I learned the I learned the difference, stative or dynamic. Example again, example of stative verbs include believe, now, and own. We have to learn the special verbs because I understand this sentence. I believe in you. She knows the answer, and he owns a car. And in this part of dynamic verbs, these verbs run, write, and learn as since in the sentence they are running, she is writing a novel, and he is learning French. That's all. Thanks.